So today we continue with our class Laws of Yom Tov, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and today's topic is a change of attitude. Okay, let's see. You shall not take revenge, and you shall not bear a grudge against a member of your people. You shall love your fellow as yourself. I am Hashem. Okay. Member of your people, Amisecha, right? So that's where Amisecha is from, right? Vayikra 99:18. So meaning what? That we should not take revenge, and it's actually, as we said before, it's one of the 613 mitzvahs, not to take revenge, and not to bear a grudge, different one. Okay, continue. What does concluding I'm Hashem represent? Right? Meaning, okay. So it's good question. Okay, so we don't know who is Hashem, right? Ostensibly, the commandment in this verse presents a great difficulty. Suppose one desperately needs his neighbor help in a certain matter. The neighbor who is in a position to provide that help, refuses to lend a hand, and instead does something to upset the person. Can the person really be expected to bear no grudge toward his neighbor, and even to love him as oneself? Which is a good question. Okay. So let's read again and understand the question. So the first question was, what I'm Hashem means that you shall not take revenge and not to bear a grudge. Okay. So, okay. Ostensibly, the commandment of this verse presents a great difficulty. Okay. Suppose that one desperately needs his neighbor's help in a certain matter. Right? I mean, something is going on, and only the neighbor, like, he needs help right now. Tomorrow or 2 hours later, it's going to be too late, and neighbor basically can do it. Okay. The neighbor who is in a position to provide with the help, right? I mean, I don't know what was the situation, but some very, very pressing situation. Refuses to lend a hand. Okay, so I'm busy, I'm relaxing, I don't want to do it. Okay. And instead does something to upset the person. Okay. Can a person really be expected to bear no grudge toward his neighbor and even to love him as oneself? That's a good question, right? So not only he did not help us, but he did actually something like opposite. Okay. Since the Torah does require this of us, then obviously such a character development is within our reach. The way to attain it can be explained in a parable. Reuben, okay, so first, before we continue, so we need to explain it. So if Hashem said something in the Torah, it means that we can do it. Okay, nobody said it's easy, but it is achievable. That's the point. Okay, so right, because Hashem would not set for us commandments that we are not capable of doing. Right, so if it's in the Torah and it's commandment, minimum 613 mitzvahs is a minimum requirement. What we must do. Okay. So continue. Reuben bore so that's the parable. Reuben bore ill will toward his neighbor Shimon, and made habit of speaking disparagingly of Shimon. Okay. One day Yehuda, a respected man known for his truthfulness, tells Reuben, "I was recently present at when Shimon paid a visit to Rabbi such and such." Okay, the leading Torah sage of the generation, who is known for his great wisdom and piety. The sage accorded Shimon great honor and showed him genuine love. After witnessing this, my friend, I must conclude that your opinion of Shimon is grossly incorrect. Okay, so let's try to understand the situation. Very interesting. Okay, one more time. So again, this is parable. So Reuben bore ill will toward his neighbor Shimon. So Reuben does not like Shimon for whatever reason. We don't know why, doesn't matter. And make habit of speaking disparagingly of Shimon, right? And he not only does not like him, but he makes, of course, as we said before, it's Lashon Hara. not allowed, because it's not for constructive purpose. Okay, so me, like, somebody started telling me, I don't know, people don't tell me, but let's say, like, I see what's going on around me, right? So one person comes to another and start the conversation. You would not believe what happened. And second person, yeah, what happened? And that's it. That's it. So, like, for sure, it's not for constructive purpose, right? So this is Reuven. One day, Yehuda, a respected man known for his truthfulness. So meaning, this Reuven respect Yehuda. Okay, so he's a proper, upstanding person, right? Respected for a man for his truthfulness. Tells Reuven, I was recently present when Shimon paid a visit to Rabbi so and so, leading Torah sage of the generation. So everybody knows who's Rabbi so and so, right? And Yehuda said that he was there, and this rabbi showed him the greatest respect, right? And this rabbi is known for his great wisdom and piety, meaning that he would not do like I don't know, like he's not hypocrite, right? So he's not hypocrite. So if he paid all of this respect to this Shimon, meaning that there is something there, that he deserved the respect. The sage accorded Shimon great honor and showed him genuine love. Okay, so meaning this Yehuda is saying that this Shimon is maybe you mistake, maybe something wrong with you, right? Like, okay, but not with Shimon. After witnesses this, my friend, I must conclude that your opinion of Shimon is grossly incorrect. Meaning that this sage praises Shimon, but you tell Lashon Hara about him. Okay, continue. After digesting this information for a few moments, Reuven responds, "It may well be that I'm mistaken. My conviction that Shimon has wronged me may be due to the man's natural inclination to see himself as the correct in any dispute. On another hand, it may be that Shimon is also clever in deceiving that he is able to deceive even the sage into the thinking that he is an upright individual. In other words, your report has given me reason for thought that, but I'm not fully convinced. In any case, I'll cease from the speaking. I'll cease from the speaking disparagingly of Shimon, at least for a time being." Reuven's response indicates only the beginning of the change in attitude. As our parable continues, we shall see how, with a proper outlook, it is possible for one's attitude toward the other to undergo complete transformation. So I think that this parable he's going to develop this different situation. But let's do this again, and we're going to discuss it piece by piece. So Reuven, right? So of course Reuven did not expect this information, right? So he digested the information for a few moments. So Reuven responds, "It may be well that I'm mistaken." So of course, right? He needs a few seconds, right? My conviction that Shimon has wronged me is due to the man's natural inclination to see himself as correct in any dispute, right? And it is a very known saying of our sages that people do not see their deficiencies, and they always see like themselves always right. And sometimes you think that this person has such a chutzpah, such a arrogance, arrogance is not chutzpah, he's such a brazen person. He might be brazen as well, but in his eyes, like he's doing the right thing. You understand? So it's like it's a combination of the things. So Reuven say maybe I it's my problem. Maybe I always he did not help me. So it was not about helping. He was not help me. They did not help me. Okay. So it also could be an issue, right? On the other hand, it may be that the Shimon is also clever and deceiving. Deceiving that he's able to deceive even the sage into the thinking that he's upright individual, right? So on the other hand, he said maybe he's a good actor, this Shimon of yours, right? Maybe he's a good actor. and he deceives the people. And this great sage, he's so naive, he's so holy. Right? Also possible. So he's not such a easy character, this Reuven. Okay, so he's right or not? I mean, at least the minimum what he's wrong, right? He's not allowed to speak Lashon Hara. That's for sure, because most likely it's not for constructive purpose. Continue. In other words, your report has given me a reason for thoughts. Okay, so at least now this Reuven acknowledged that he has a doubt. So if everybody just keep quiet and listen to whatever Reuven has to say, so in his eyes, like they approve of his deeds, right? Then he would continue. But I'm not fully convinced. In any case, okay, I'll cease from speaking despairingly of Shimon, at least for the time being. Okay, so at least it sounds like we have to give credit to Reuven, right? That he's trying to find out the truth. Like he said, at least I'm going to stop here. So he would have stopped, like he said, maybe maybe it's my mistake, but no, I don't think so. It's actually him, right? He's a good actor, and he deceived this sage, right? But he has something, right? He says something positive in him. Said, let me stop for a time being and do an investigation. So continue. Reuven's response indicates only the beginning of the change in attitude. Right, and of course, as I said, we're going to develop the parable. As our parable continues, we shall see how with a proper outlook, it is possible for one's attitude toward the others undergo to complete transformation. Right, and that's what we have to do. We had this discussion before with other people. So if you, of course, if you're trying to help, especially people that we must help, somebody close ones, right, spouses, right. So we have to direct them, even let them steam out whatever they do. But maybe next day or the day after that, a week later, just go to try to bring the same subject and try to see from different perspective. Maybe it was not exactly that bad. I mean, but be very gentle, very politically correct, basically. With the spouses. With other, not so, but with spouses we must be. Okay. Because they're very sensitive. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Okay, so let's continue. So we continue with, we started a new chapter. Somebody is following it, chapter number 18, page 139. And the topic is, we've actually also discussed parts of it in respect of Shabbos, but we will see it's very similar. Topic, Melachas pertaining to living creatures. Okay, so, three of Avos Melachas that are forbidden on Shabbos: Tzad, right, trapping, Shohet, slaughtering, and Mashhit, skinning. Mafshit, right. Since in our society this melacha applied to limited circumstance, we will focus here on their practical aspects and on the differences existing regarding between Shabbos and Yom Tov. A fuller treatment of this melachas, see the Shabbos Home Volume 2. So let's quickly review it, and we're going to add some information. Okay, so there are three. So altogether we have 39 melachas. 3 out of them have to do with living creatures, so which is what trapping. So we're not allowed to trap. So meaning, as we said, what will be practical? Who will we trap? Well, a fly. There is a fly annoying, so you cannot overturn the cup, right? To trap it, or even some small animals like cats, right? So if you're going to close your cat in a room and it feels trapped, it starts become nervous, so you're not allowed to do that, or something like that, right? You have to be careful feeding the birds. So some people have birds, right? So you're not allowed to take the bird out, like maybe some people do. The way I understand that some people explain me who have birds, they let it out to fly around the room, and then they put the food into the cage, and the bird knows to return to the cage. So it's I mean, okay, so no problem. That's fine. But the problem would be on Shabbos, on Yom Tov, to do that, right? Because you trap the bird in this cage, and that's the issue. So no exercise for the bird. No, 1 day a week, no problem. Okay, so that's trapping. Next one is slaughtering. So slaughter, not only, of course, slaughter, when we say slaughter a cow or something, right? But slaughter meaning killing in any way. So all of the insects, right? For example, not only flies, like any like insects. We're not allowed to kill. Of course, if there's a life danger, right? Some mosquito that carried some deadly disease, and you have a little baby, and his life is in danger. In this case, yes, you're allowed to kill. But otherwise, even mosquitoes, we're not allowed to kill, right? On Shabbos and Yom Tov. And next one is skinning. What is this skinning? How is it applicable? Like practical example. I don't have any practical example like how today we would use skinning. I'm not sure, so let's leave it. Okay, so all right, so let's go. So that's overview, but we go into the applicability for Yom Tov. Part number 1: trapping. Trapping living creatures is completely forbidden on Yom Tov and Shabbos. Even trapping the animals or fish for the sake of killing or eating on Yom Tov is forbidden. So even though we're allowed to do shchita on Yom Tov, right? So, but what do you do shchita on? You do, for example, the cow. Cow, you don't have to trap, right? Because it's always in a state of captivity. It's captured. So captured meaning in the double quotes, captured meaning that it's not running away from. Maybe chicken is not so friendly and it's going to run away. So yes, but right. So there is no problem with trapping with a cow, for example, and with other animals like. Right, with some other animals as well. As explained at length in chapter 2, the dispensation of Hel Nefesh does not apply to this melacha. Okay, so trapping not allowed. Even so, the trapping would be to catch a deer and do a shchita. Right, so the only way. I mean, maybe there are other ways, but the way I understand how they would do catch the deer is the nets. Right, so right. They throw a net over it, and that's it. So it's not an easy thing to do, to catch a deer. Okay. Continue. The melacha of trapping applies to all types of living creatures. So even though you're allowed to do shchita, right, but you're not allowed to do trapping. For example, for fish, you don't need to do shchita, right? So fish is if it died by itself. Right, so there's no problem whatsoever. I mean, of course we need fresh fish, right? I mean, live fish, but that's what I do. Okay, so but you're not allowed to trap the fish. Okay, continue. The melacha of trapping applies to all types of living creatures: animals, birds, fish, and insects. And same, I guess, if somebody have aquarium something, so you're not allowed to take to trap this fish and to take from one aquarium to another, right? So would not be allowed. Birds, they explain. Under biblical law, this trapping, the prohibition applies only to creatures that are commonly trapped for the certain benefit, right? For example, furry, or edible animals, right? For a fur, meaning all of this, I don't know, these foxes, or I don't know, whatever they use for a fur, edible animals. So I guess birds. If they know that the birds is kosher, and deer, I think. Fowl, okay, fowl. Here's birds and fish. Okay, so all of these things. So it's usually with trap. However, the rabbis forbade even trapping creatures that are not commonly brought into captivity. For example, flies and mice. So mice we don't trap, but we don't actively trap. So if the trap is there, like for example, yeah. So we just leave it be. Okay. But you cannot do anything to the mice. That's the thing. Okay. So even if it got caught in a trap, unless it stopped smelling terribly, and then you have no choice, but otherwise would not be allowed to. There are many forbidden methods of trapping. Some of the common ones are trapping with a net, right? So as we said, the fish or the deer, right, and birds also with a net. B, covering the insects with a cup, or covering a cup containing an insect. So that's very interesting. So about net, we got it, right? Covering the insect with a cup, like overturn the cup. And also it's very interesting, right? I like for example, like if you had some sweet beverage, let's say tea with honey, let's say, right, and you finish, right, and you have what is it, the bee went inside, so let's say empty cup, so you would not be allowed to cover the cup. Okay. 1 second. The roller cup containing 1 second. Containing insects, and C, lying down a trap containing either spring or adhesive. So I guess for roaches, spring it's for mice or something. This adhesive for roaches surface. Okay. D, enclosing animal in a pen. So meaning that's the problem. That's the problem, right? So you cannot let your cow like walk around and then close in a pen. That would be a problem. So we have a few students actually. They're farmers. They have in different countries. They have farms. Okay, so it's very, very applicable. In general, any act that severely restricts the creature's freedom of movement, even if it does not immobilize the creature, falls in category of trapping. So of course we're going to go into like practical, not too many practical examples, but we're going to like create some. Okay, so one more time. In general, any act that severely restricts the creature's freedom of the movement. So meaning what, that if you have a fly and you close your living room, or so like your bedroom, so that's fly does not feel to like it was restricted on something. So if you close the fly and it's between the screen and your window, yeah, that's would be trapping. So you would not be allowed to close the window if you like stuff like that, if you have situation like that. But right, so because it's a big room, there is no problem. But if you close your dog, for example, or whatever you have in that room, so yeah, it could be trapping. Okay. So 1 second. Freedom movement. Okay. So even so, that's exactly what we said. But I'm going to read one more time. Even if it does not immobilize the creature, so it's not like immobilizing. It's like we put it in a net, in a cage, in a cage. No. Just close the room. Okay, immobilize the free falls in the category of trapping. It is permitted to capture animal or insect in order to prevent it from inflicting injury or severe pain. Right? I don't know, like snake or something. You're allowed to kill if you know that it is a poisonous snake and you cannot get rid of it, you're afraid, yeah, you're allowed to kill. Right. Okay. See below section 4 for discussion of how to deal with the dangerous and bothersome insects. Oh, okay, so we're going to get to it. Right, but many just bothersome insects you just can shoo away. So you're not obligated, like you're not allowed to kill them in most of the cases. Okay. Do we have any questions on what we said about trapping?
Rabbi?
Yes, trapping.
In regards to trapping or killing a mosquito, since here it says, however, one should not kill an insect that is merely bothersome, like a mosquito. If the person is not technically allergic to the bite of a mosquito, but it will cause him like extreme, discomfort in many ways. Perhaps the person would even scratch himself and cause some bleeding eventually. So are we allowed to kill a mosquito in this case?
No, in this case, it's not. First of all, there is no guarantee that it's going to cause irritation. For example, I many times experience a mosquito bite, but only one of them would be would be itchy. So and then look at my hand, for example, I see there are 5 of them. Right, only one is itching. So it's not that there is no guarantee that it's going to happen, and you can always try to shoo it away. Like we would open the window, take a towel and something, and try to get rid of it. Right. I don't know if I said I had this experience just a few weeks ago. I'm sitting learning on Shabbos, and I see some a helicopter in my living room. Like, what happened? It was like huge bee that woke up. It probably was in one of the plants. So we put the plants outside for summer. Then in the winter we bring them in, and the bee got inside the pot, the earth in the pot, and then I woke up because of the worms. I don't know what happened, so I let it out. I opened the door and let it out. What can I do? I cannot live in my house. Okay, is it going to die? Most likely it's going to die. Understand? But anyway, it's indirectly, right? Even if it's going to die, it's indirectly first of all, and it's dangerous in the house because it's in this confinement. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So we have 3 questions in regards to trapping.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Go. Let's do trapping. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so the first one is more about Shabbos and some other things, but our friend says, my question is about slaughter and trapping on Shabbos and the siege on Jericho and situations of war.
What is the connection with siege of Jericho situation? Okay, go ahead. I'm trying to understand the question. Okay, go ahead. Jericho.
No, that's about it. That's all it says.
So could you read again? So try to okay. So what is it?
My question is about slaughter and trapping on Shabbos and the siege on Jericho and situations of war. I don't know if our friend was.
Yeah, I mean the second part is not clear. If we're talking about Jericho, original one when Yeshua, they were circling around the city and blowing the trumpets, or right? Is it that incident? I'm not sure. But about the trapping, so on Shabbos, the laws are even stricter. So here, at least, so we cannot trap on Yom Tov, but right, and same on Shabbos, we're not allowed to trap. The only difference between the Yom Tov and Shabbos in this respect, that on Yom Tov you're allowed to slaughter. So especially, just to remind us, in olden days they did not have refrigerators. So if you want to eat fresh meat, so you have to do fresh slaughter right now. right? And it takes like even if you go by minimum half an hour for salt and this and that. Like basically in few hours you can start cooking meat. You understand from the time of the slaughter. So it was very applicable, right, to slaughter. But today, today nobody slaughters on Shabbos because you have if you want to cook more meat, you have frozen meat, right? There's no problem. So you don't need to kill the whole cow, right? And we actually had a clip, and some time ago. So it says that it is allowed. So if somebody is very sick on Shabbos, and many times, especially like today, like for us, maybe it's not so easy to understand because we have food like meat, many times chicken or something, like good food. But for example, as I was growing up, we didn't have like so much food. We had bread, mostly like other food, like vegetables only in the summer, like limited time or something. Like it was very limited, and many times like when somebody would get sick, we would cook some like soup, chicken soup or something for the person to get strength. Right, so we would not eat it every day, but like for a sick person for sure. So this is and technically it says that if person is sick and he's very weak, right, and it's his life is in danger because of the weakness, not so much because of the sickness, but when somebody is sick, so they always like kids, they do not want to eat, like you have to force them to eat. Why? Because you explained that the body needs the power, the strength to fight with the disease, right? If you're not going to eat, it's not good. You understand? So this person is very weak, and he needs meat, right? So what do? So technically, if you don't have kosher meat, you're allowed to give him non-kosher meat, right? Go to your neighbor and borrow like half a pound of meat, maybe his pot also, and you can cook the meat for this sick person, and he can eat it on Shabbos. After Shabbos, since you can get from somewhere kosher meat, so he's not allowed to eat on Shabbos. He's allowed to eat, and a non-Jew can cook for him, or you can cook for him. There is no problem. Okay, and our sages say yes, you must do that, unless the situation is not so precious, and then you can go and shecht the cow, bring the whole cow, shecht it, and blood is everywhere. You clean this, clean that, like check all of the organs, and do like take, I don't know, a little piece, how much a person can eat, and do whatever soup for him. And our sages ask, look, we just got permission from the Torah, because his life is in danger. And it says in the Torah, if your life is in danger, you're allowed to eat non-kosher food. So, like, why do you need to bring the whole cow? So if you're going to give him this piece of non-kosher meat, who is going to suffer? Well, only he's like for you're not doing any aware. I mean, you're cooking. So maybe it's the desecration of Shabbos, but you're allowed to do, and that's it. Right? Only cooking, and he's eating something that forbidden, but for him is allowed. So and now they say, look, you have to bring a cow. Let's say you don't have eruv. Let's say so the cow has to travel. Maybe it's going to be transaction. So you promise a person, I'm going to pay you after Shabbos this and this amount, right? And then you slaughter, which is forbidden. Then the blood. You're not allowed to paint. You're not allowed this. You're not allowed to skin. You're not allowed this. Like so many like desecration of Shabbos you do just to give him like piece of meat to cook the soup. And our sages say, yeah, if you can do that, it would be best. Why? Because even though it was allowed, this piece of non-kosher meat, it was allowed. It was according to the Torah. But guess what? The stain is going to stay on his neshama. Right? Like a physical fact you cannot change, because this meat went into his blood, and through the blood it went into his brain. So in his brain, this piece of non-kosher meat. You understand? So it's worth it for us to kill the whole cow because of this small piece of meat, right, to save this Jew. Is it obligation? Absolutely not. So if you can go with a non-kosher meat, nobody did any avera, but preferable to slaughter the whole cow. Okay, so that's the thing. So we always have to remember, because some people, like as Rabbi Ruben Shlita gave this example, one of the classes. I love this example. So he said, so you going to the wedding. You probably heard it, but I'm going to say, like you went to the wedding, and you bought your best suit, or a woman bought this dress that she's going to wear only once. To women, like I still cannot settle in my mind, like even though I heard from women many times that they remember what other women were wearing like 5 years ago. Like if you ask me who was wearing, like you normal, like, but women do remember. I'm not sure why, but whatever. That's I know why, but different story, right? So basically, she invested into one dress, and she's not going to wear it again. So sometimes the dress is very expensive, right? And she would go. The guy would go to the wedding, and this waiter is coming with a pot or something, with a soup. He's bringing soup around. And he was thinking about his job, his son, his mortgage. His boss wants to fire him. His wife wants to leave him, and stuff like that. He's preoccupied, right? And of course, he hates his job, right? And he bumps into somebody, and soup or whatever the sauce spills on that lady dress, some red spot. Right, and he would apologize 1,000,000 times until Rabbi Reuven always said, blue in the face. Said, did it change the stain? The stain is there. You understand? So even if you go to the cleaners, many times they're not going to be able to take it out, because it's because of the special stain and this delicacy of the material. You understand? They would not. Sometimes they would not even take it, because it's too dangerous. They can ruin the whole garment, and then you're going to sue them for the whole. No, it's better for them to say no. You understand? So he said, did the guy apologize? Yes. Is his fault? No, it's not his fault. Maybe, like, okay. So there is nobody's fault, but the fact is that the garment is ruined forever. Maybe forever. Maybe, right? Most likely forever. So same with us, we have to remember that even though we can get the shoe, but it has to go through the cleaning process, and cleaning process is suffering in this world. So right. So that's the same with this permission of non-kosher food. Is it permitted? Yes. Is it recommended? No. Okay. Let's go next question, please. And please, I would ask the person clarify about Jericho. I'm not sure where's the connection with anything. Okay, or just remind us what is the connection. Maybe I just forgot. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Shalom Rav. If one has an indoor cat, meaning that he never goes outdoor, is he allowed to leave the cat indoors during Shabbos?
Yes, there is no problem. The problem would be to restrict the movement of the cat. So if cat feels like it's captured or something, so it gets annoyed. So yeah, that would be the problem. But if it can go from room to room, and that would not be a problem. Or you close some doors, like he can go only from this room, but other doors you close, for example. It would not be a trapping. Okay. You're welcome. There is a different problem with the cat. So all of the pets, it's not our topic, but just want to say. So they're muktzah, right? So you're not allowed to pet your pet. You're not allowed to pet your pet. Touch basically on Shabbos and Yom Tov. So one of the reasons, because some hair can come out. So maybe it's like they already fell out, but maybe yes, maybe no. So we don't touch them. Okay, and plus when some people hug their cats or dogs, and if dog wants to get out, for example, right? So I mean, you trap it, right? But it's muktzah. We try not to touch them. So that's the problem. The biggest problem is to walk the dogs on Shabbos. Okay. What else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, in regards to this, my understanding of trapping an domestic animal was that if the animal would be like obedient, it would be considered as if it was like in a constant trapping itself. So this animals that would not go away, we kind of get closer or whatever. Are these allowed to be locked up in rooms during Shabbos or?
Yes, yeah. So if it feels fine, it's like you close in one room. And it has the mind is own business, sleeps there. I don't know, plays with its toys. I don't know, like two animals, like two dogs or two cats. I mean, they having fun. So it's not trapping. So only when they like aggravated, they want to get out, then it's trapping. Right. And plus, so it's there's no specific specific definition, but it's the space. So for example, we have a smaller room, right? So for example, in the room that I'm right now, if I close here fly, it can fly or a mosquito is no problem. But maybe big dog or cat, so it would be feel intimidated. So you will try to go out, and that would be trapping. So it depends on the space and attitude of the pet.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So for example, the bird is bird cage, of course. Bird like to fly everywhere. Like cat can go here, can go there, can get sleep, stand up, jump here, jump there. So for them, it's not a problem to be in one room. But for a bird to be in this small cage, for sure it's trapping. For sure. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, if one notices a bug or wild pest / rodent go into a room on Shabbos or Yom Tov, are we allowed to close the door? What if someone has a bug or rodent infestation?
Infestation is a problem. So if it went to a room to just to close the door, if bug goes, if in front of the bug close the door so it would not get in, it would be one thing. But to close it in the room, I don't think if it's a bug or something or a rodent that it actually feels like if it's big room, it's not intimidating. If it goes, it would go around. So it's not trapping actually. It's a bigger room, right? But put something put a shoebox on top of it, yeah, that would be a problem. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in case upon infestation, I don't know, infestation of ants, what should a person do in this case?
In infestation, in my mind, the way I see it, did not start on Shabbos. It started before. So a person had to be prepare for that and do whatever needs to be done before Shabbos. So and since the person got used to this, as I understand, so there is not such a big deal, right? So not allowed to trap them. Unless, as we said, there is a danger, life danger or something.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
On owning pets on Shabbos. Are there special circumstances in petting, touching, walking on a leash your pet if you are the main caregiver, or are these all forbidden on Shabbos? I don't know if this.
Let's say it's a different story. So So we're going to answer after the main section. Any other questions on trapping? So, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking. I thought it was. No, I think no.
Okay, so let's continue a little more. We're not going to finish, but just a little more. So section 2 is slaughtering. Also, we're going to explain. I mean, we explained a little, but let's see. The melacha known as slaughtering actually prohibits taking the life of any living creature through any means. So, of course, the classic the definition of shkita is, the slaughtering of the cow or chicken to eat, right? But here, as we said, slaughtering in any way. The biblical prohibition applies only to killing the creatures from which one derives benefit. For example, food, right? So that's all of this. All of the 39 melachas, the main purpose is constructive. So even though it is destructive in some cases, it's actually for constructive purpose. And the best example would be erasing. So one of the 39 melachas is erasing. So like how is erasing is constructive? Yeah, you erase something because you made a mistake and you want to write on top of it something like correct number or correct letter. That's would be constructive purpose. Or demolition. So that's a separate melacha on Shabbos and Yom Tov. So, but why would they demolish? They demolish one structure to build on top of another structure. So it's for sure you have to clean the surface, right? So that's right. For all of the melachas, it must be constructive purpose. So here as well. So shchita is for some constructive purpose, meaning that you're going to derive benefit from the shkita. So meaning killing the fly is not there's no deriving benefit, right? So it is forbidden, but only on a rabbinic level. It's rabbinic, we very respect rabbinic level, but it's not on biblical level. Okay, it's not as severe. That's the thing, right? But the sages prohibited even killing for the sake of destroying the creature. Okay, so it's a step on the end. So, okay, continue. On Yom Tov, the rule of Hell Nefesh permits slaughtering kosher creatures for the sake of eating in that day. Okay, so as we explained. So slaughtering for eating that day, no problem. However, nowadays it is customary not to slaughter animals on Yom Tov. The slaughter of the fowl remains permitted. I mean, do they do? I have not heard it because you have enough. You have in your refrigerator, like people, you have to clean it. So like it's a huge procedure to like take out the feathers. Okay, I've done it a few times, and that's I mean even one time was enough. Even the first 30 seconds was enough. Okay, so continue. It is permitted to kill dangerous insects, for example, a bee that is pursuing a person. So some like a crazy bee, like it's after some like a target, which is a person, right? So in this case, yes. If it cannot be trapped or just shoo away, right? So like with a towel or something. However, one should not kill the insect. It's merely bothersome. For example, mosquito, right? So maybe it's going to do some danger, like some action. Maybe not. Maybe it's already full of blood. Right? It cannot eat any longer. Okay, it's very interesting. So continue. Drawing bloods. That's also very, very practical question. So let's read, and I'm going to explain how is it practical. Removing blood from the living body is included in melach of slaughtering. So meaning what? So we're not allowed to do something for ourselves that it would cause the bleeding. So what does it mean? So the best example would be to brush teeth if somebody with a sensitive gums, right? And some people I met people that unless they told me, I would not know the issue, right? So they say sensitive gums, and it's always some infection like beneath the gum. It's unbelievable. People suffer so much, and if it's cut or cold, they for you it's normal. For me, it's normal. But these people suffer a lot, right? And sensitive gums, they would bleed. So for these people, it's not allowed to brush the teeth on Shabbos. So on Shabbos, just right, on Yom Tov, also you're allowed to brush the teeth with the water, or you put yourself like what is it, mouthwash, right? Do not right, and while it is in your mouth, you can brush the teeth like that. So the only problem is potential problem is squeezing the toothbrush. So when you brush, like you wash it, and under the sink, and just put it in your holder. Don't squeeze it. The only problem is the squeezing. Okay, so that's it. So toothpaste we don't use, unless it's very watery. But forget it, right? But people who have a very sensitive gums and they can bleed, so it's not allowed for them to brush their teeth. So they just use, and we always recommend just use mouthwash. That's it. Right, but if you have like I think everybody's gums bleed from their teeth, like from time to time. So if you have a bleeding like maybe like few times a year, so there is no problem, because there is no guarantee that it's going to bleed on Shabbos. Okay, so that's withdrawing blood, right? That one should not suck the blood from a wound. That's like somebody cuts. Right, or do any act to cause blood to flow. Right, so some people like to pump a pimple, so not allowed. Right, because of the blood. Right, there are other issues, but this is the main one. For discussion of this issue associated with the treatment of injuries on Yom Tov, see 31, chapter 31. We're going to get to it. So another issue, so we had to get permission for a case, and I'm going to tell you the case. So when people, a woman goes through IVF, right? It's like artificial insemination, right? So they had to go through the blood test. I don't exactly remember, like every day, every morning. So they check the number of cells. I don't know, whatever they check, and they wait for a proper day to insert the thing in her body. So, and they have to draw blood every day for sure. So Shabbos is not exception. So we had to get the special permission for this woman to do so. But we said absolutely, but make sure that you stay next to the clinic, right? So you have to rent a hotel or something and stay like a walking distance to the clinic. Right, so even though it is permissible because of right, because as we said, it is rabbinic, and here like it's special circumstances that they would allow it, but it's case by case basis, right? And they try to schedule. It's not on being Shabbos, but I think it I don't remember, but sometimes it's more than 5 or 6 days. So they 7 days. So they cannot predict. It's not like they can do something to make it on a weekday. I mean, she would go every day, and plus Shabbos. Okay. Continue. Should we continue? I think we can stop here. Any questions on the slaughtering and drawing blood? So everything that we draw blood is a problem. And plus, about blood, try not to suck the blood from your wound. That's the big issue. And myself, automatically you cut yourself. I do things. So I'm trying to work in gloves or whatever I do, right? But sometimes you cut yourself, right? You always you don't have a plaster or something, so that's the issue. The blood, so the issue is for onlookers, because right, so because you eating blood, even the blood of the person is not blood that is forbidden, right, technically, right? It's not the blood that is forbidden, but our sages say don't do it. Why? Maybe you come to like the taste of the blood. You understand? So, and first thing, and second, muddy side, how it looks from the side, how people see it. But the blood, the internal blood, you can actually swallow. So if somebody has bloody gums, right, and there is blood, so they can swallow. But if you eat bread, for example, and you beat a piece of bread, and you see that a piece of blood, or not piece, like a blood stain on the bread. So this bread you're not allowed to eat, right? I mean, not like you have to take out this blood stain, throw out, and you're allowed to eat the rest of the bread. So this blood that inside is not considered blood that is prohibited, but only blood that comes out of the body is the one that is forbidden. Okay, so let me know. That's any questions on slaughtering. Let's start with that. Yes, go ahead.
So about this issue for slaughtering, what would be the case with fish? Should we, if we have them already trapped in a tank before Yom Tov, and we want to consume this fish during Yom Tov, should we just take it out of the water and let them die outside? What would be the case?
No. What's up? So these nets are actually considered to be a muktzah on Yom Tov. So you're not allowed to use your trapping equipment. All of the trapping equipment is considered to be muktzah. So you're not allowed to take it out of the water. And plus, just so we understand, we never know when this fish was trapped. Right? Maybe it was trapped before Yom Tov starts. Maybe it was after. How do you know? You understand? So that's right, and it would not be allowed. So there because of the doubt. One is because of the doubt, and second because of the trapping. Okay. Not allowed. But fish usually when it's you don't need to do shchita. Right, it's the only exception. And technically, since we already discussed the blood, so technically the blood of the fish is allowed. So I'm not sure how the people would like this blood of the fish, but sometimes like in olden days when we used to buy the whole fish, and I would clean the fish, and sometimes in the big fish there is next to the skeleton there is this artery, main artery. It's a lot of blood, a lot. I mean, compared to the fish, it's lucky, and it's the color. I don't want to discuss color, but I would not you pay me the money, even though it is allowed. I would not drink it. Absolutely not. Right. So we clean it, wash it very, very thoroughly, but technically, they say it's actually in Shulchan Aruch. If somebody decide that a person wants to drink the fish blood, put it in a cup. So, but next to it, we'll put a fish skeleton or something so everybody knows that you're drinking the fish blood. Okay, because many people eat the blood, right, in the world, in many cultures. They meat sausages with the blood, this with the blood, and I'm not sure. Somehow they're not discussed, whatever reason. And I heard this story many times. These people, not Jews, of course. This the slaughterers of the pig, right? So you have to a pig is a very strong animal, right? And in order to to be a slaughterer, you have to be a very strong person as well, very, very, very physically strong to fight the animal, and to kill it they had to pierce the heart, something like that, and they would drink this blood, say with a cup, right? It's they're privileged. Like, I don't know. The people explain to me this. No, just explain to me this privilege, and they derive this energy from the peak. Yeah, you understand what energy, right? From the peak, and that's what they do. They enjoy it. Okay. What else? Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Sorry, no, I was thinking, like, for example, if someone's into fishing, and the person's got, like, I don't know, a few fish inside a bucket, and he trapped those fish, before Yom Tov. He has them in the bucket, and then is he allowed to take those fish?
Yes.
With his bare hands?
Yes. That's so this fish would be in the water. Let's say it's that's what they do for preservation, right? To preserve the fish fresh. What they used to do, right? So when I was little, what we used to do, they put the water in the bathtub, and put the fish, and the fish would swim, right, in the bathtub. I don't know what we did and how we clean it after that. I don't remember the story, but yeah, that's how you preserve, especially in older days. You did not have refrigerator, right? So you put some water in a bucket, let the fish swim. Of course, it's not trapped. It's in a bucket, right? And then you would have a fresh fish, absolutely. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have several different questions about diverse topics. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's move on.
Okay. So let's give a little bit more presence to our friend that was clarifying about the issue with Jericho.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Friend says, are there exceptions for war in regards to the issue of trapping? That's what our friend says.
Is it exception for what?
War.
War, like WAR, or I didn't get it.
Yes.
Is it a kind of trapping? So if you're in the middle of the war, and you have to fight on Shabbos, so you fight on Shabbos, especially the war of there are two types of wars. One is a mitzvah war, and another is voluntary war. So mitzvah war is the war that you must fight. So, for example, when you were like here on what happened to us, right, on October 7th. So it's a mitzvah war that because the whole nation is in danger. So you must fight even on Shabbos. Or when you conquer the land, also the other parts. So basically the West Bank, all of this, kill all of the animals, right? Also allowed to fight, and war to to kill Amalek also, right? So you're allowed to fight, but around Shabbos. But other wars you're not allowed to fight. Like if your life is not in danger, so if you want to go conquer Iran or something, so it would not be allowed to do on Shabbos, basically. Right? So, but if they need to eat something on Shabbos, and it's a war, in the middle of the war on Shabbos, and because the people get, if they're weak, they can get in danger, yeah, you would be allowed to do shkita, yes. If they can go without meat, no problem. But if they're weak because of the a war, right, it takes a lot of energy. So yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I guess our friend, when he mentioned the issue of Jericho, it would be like sieging the whole place, the whole city, like trapping all the people inside the city. I don't know if our friend was referring to this.
But I mean, that's a totally different story. We're talking about trapping animals, not trapping people. So they're not exactly trapped. They siege. There is a siege, but they're not exactly trapped. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next question. Shalom. questions. Hold on up later. Okay. Is there a problem against the custom of greeting people, whether you know them or not, with a bow?
No, there is no. I mean, if you just a little bow, there is no problem. There is no problem. Just so you know, there is no problem to bow to the ruler. For example, as Joseph's brother, when they came to Egypt, they bowed to the ground to the ruler. There is no problem. That's a custom of the world, and so we have to show deference to a ruler. There is no problem. To people also, it's the problem was if you go to story of Esther, like this Haman guy, he has an idol on his neck, the chain with the idol. So and people got permissions from the rabbi. So they say, are we allowed to bow to the idol? So if there is a worshiping, so you have to give up your life and don't bow, right? So they say, since he's a ruler and you're not bowing to the idol, you bowing to the person who's a ruler, there is no problem. I mean, after the fact, I mean, preferably don't be there, but if you're already there, so no problem. But Mordechai said, absolutely not. Is it halacha? No. And I don't know if you know the whole story. People were, again, included all of the rabbis. If you think that today the story is different, any different, there's so many, like all of the clowns against Reuven Shlita. No, it's a story from olden days. But in that days, so at least he has somebody, like a few people for him. But in olden days, this Mordechai was alone. The whole nation was against him. All of the Rabbanut was against Mordechai. Said you provoking the government to go against all of the Jews. You're going to be the cause why they going to kill the Jews. Even though, like in his holy vision, in his holiness, he was the one who saved all of the Jews for all of the generations. So we have life because of him, not because of these people who said that you can bow to the idol. You understand? So it's very interesting. So the history, the more you learn Torah, the more you see how Shlomo HaMelech was right. He said, there's nothing new under the sun. So all of this news, it's like circling around. So the more you understand, when you go to ask a rabbi a question, this rabbi is like a great sage of our generation, and he does not read the newspaper, he does not watch TV, he does not know all of the politicians, but you ask him a question and you give your answer, like brilliant answer. Like how does he know? How does he know all details? Because it's all exactly the same. Like the different characters, different names, different circumstances, different countries, but the situation, like because he sees the situation from with the holy vision of the Torah, like deep inside. What is going on deep inside? Okay. So what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question to the left. When making a brocha on tasting the food that we're making, and then we sit down and eat the entire meal a short while after, should we re-bless for the meal? Does this also apply if we add something additional to the meal? For example, same bracha tasting only the broth, then adding vegetables and or chicken later, then eating the soup once it's done?
Okay, so there are a few questions. So okay, so let's first define meal. So meal as like for the sake of answering this question to make it like more interesting. So we say there is no bread in the meal. Okay, so first of all about tasting. So are you obligated to say the blessing on the tasting? No. So only if you're going to swallow the thing. But if you're not going to swallow, so you're going to spit out, that you're not going to say the blessing on the food. Understand that's how we allowed. For example, a woman needs to cook a meal for after 9th of Av. right? So, or she has little kids, or she has an elderly person, or she has a sick person to take care of, right? They're allowed to eat. There is no problem. But she's not allowed to eat, but they're allowed to eat. But she's the one who taking care of them, so she would be allowed to taste it or spit it out. So in this case, there is no blessing. Why? Because there is no enjoyment of the palate. Right? If you just spit out, there is no problem. But if for example, the food is tasty and she wants to swallow, there is no problem. So she would say the blessing. And if she's going to eat the same food at the meal, so that food is covered 100%. Right, 100% is covered. And if for example there is a similar food with a similar blessing, right, is going to be eaten during the meal. Let's say it's like she's still cooking, but it's almost done. She wants to taste last time, and it's maybe needs 5 more minutes, and she's ready to start the meal with other things, right, with other food, similar blessing. So if she has in mind, so with me tasting whatever I'm tasting, all other foods, same blessing should be covered. Yeah, everything is covered, absolutely. Right. Taste. It's first answer. Second answer. It's very interesting case. So we said if you have a broth meaning what? Sometimes they would do cook meat or chicken. Take out the chicken, do something else, and use the broth and make a soup out of it with vegetables, with I don't know, with pasta or something add some other with grains, whatever they're going to add, right? So grains, let's put it aside. It's a different story. I don't want to overcomplicate. Let's say vegetables, right? So vegetables. So with vegetables, most likely this blessing on a broth is not going to cover the vegetables. Why? Because usually, in most of the cases, you make only one blessing on the soup, right? And if it's a vegetable soup, right? Soup have names. Different soups have different names. So if it's vegetable soup, so meaning you eat vegetables and broth is covered, right? So even vegetables are minority. I don't know, percentage wise, I don't know, maybe 10%, 15% only vegetables, and the rest of the majority is the broth. But you eat the broth because of the vegetables. And they say, our sages say, and it's actually Mishnah Berurah Paskins as well, if I remember correctly, even on the broth itself, it's actually vegetable. So you want to drink this broth by itself, you say Borei Pri Chadama, right? Because it's absorbed the taste of the vegetables. Is it any, but again, if all of these scenarios that we describe, if there is no bread, if bread, that's a different story. Bread meal, but without bread meal without bread, that's what it is. And third scenario, I would say, if person is not going to start the meal anytime soon, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so that's a very big stretch of time, like even 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes is like if a person he keeps in mind that I'm going to start soon, there is no problem. But more than that, I would say we would need a separate blessing during the meal. So meaning what? There is no connection. Maybe not 10 minutes, maybe like 15, 20 minutes. That's already too much. There is no connection between two events, because it was initially too small of the food consumed, only for taste, and so there is no connection. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
So in the case we are eating a veggie broth,
Mm-hmm.
which in this case the brocha would be hadama, and subsequently we would like to add some chicken to it, what would be the case here, the blessing on the
Chicken. I mean, so for example, so if you have chicken soup, right? And you have a piece of chicken there, not chicken cut in like cube or something, like in pieces. No, the whole piece of chicken. So it's not a mixture. So soup is considered to be mixture, right? Halachically, right? Mixture meaning what does it mean mixture? But when you take it can take all of the elements with one spoonful. Right, so when you take a spoon of soup, so you get some broth, you have some vegetables, if you have some pasta there, so you also get some pasta. Yeah, that's with one spoonful. But if you have like a chicken leg, right, and you have a soup, there is no connection. It's not mixture. So no, we would say one blessing on the soup. So for example, if it's vegetable soup, right, so you say it on the vegetable soup, and then you say on this piece of chicken. So if it's vegetable, it's puree. So you would say most likely you say shechakol, most likely.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next question. I would like to know if someone who is going through the process of conversion and will not be attended the Pesach Seder, should he take time off from work for the days of Pesach observance?
Absolutely, that's a must. Absolutely. So just so whatever you said last time, just because a person does not go to the Pesach Seder does not mean that the Seder is cancelled. You understand? So that's a person must do it's actually the best learning. So I remember in my job, so I was very many times I was lazy to read the documentation because I don't know, for whatever reason. So I said, let me start playing with that. But I'm going to figure out, and it is the best thing when you try hands-on training when you try to do it yourself. It's the best thing. So some people they go to everybody's house on Shabbos. They do not know how to make kiddush. So how is it possible? They got used to rely on the other people, and they cannot do anything. That's not proper. So every person must do their own seder. Absolutely, 100%. It's the best training. When you do it yourself, of course you have to prepare. Don't rely, especially with seder. Don't rely on last seconds. Try to read this Haggadah. We start learning the laws of Pesach 30 days before the Pesach because there are so many details. And one of the laws of Pesach is Haggadah. Try to read it. Try to read the instruction. Are you clear with the instruction? What are you going to do? And so some people do Seder simulation, right? I mean, you have to do that. Right, and just read and see how long it's going to take and how it should be, how much you need this or that. So that's absolutely a must. Right? As we had a clip, one short clip, and this story that I would remember forever. So we had this young, not too young, so there is professionals, right? Cousins, very nice, very sweet guys. One of these products of this Chabad that 40 years, 10 years ago, they go to the synagogue, right? And they don't know exactly zero. I mean, some things. So the thing was that we spent beautiful Friday night. I prepared that Friday, the Dvar Torah, and I said, let's come next Shabbos. They said, no, we cannot go. Say, what's the problem? Something was wrong. I was teasing them. They said, no. You know what? Our Rabbi is coming from Israel, and we have to go to the synagogue. I said, what do you mean? He said, no. He went first for 3 months, but then he stayed another 6 months or something, 9 months, 7. I don't know exactly details. And we did not go to the synagogue. I said, what? I will stop. I said, stop, 1 second. Let me just understand if I understood correct. So since he was not there in the synagogue, this rabbi, whoever he is, right, he did not go. He said, yeah, we did not go, but now he is there. We'd like to come back. You understand? So this clown, I mean, I know who is he. Right? Many times on the internet. So this clown did not teach these people, these guys in the back then in early Torah. So from 20 years old, and he took them to Israel a few times. So they would come to lecture. In order to go to the trip to Israel, they have to attend the lectures. You understand? So, and they were coming to his Friday, to the Shabbos, to lectures and other activities. And he went to Israel. They did not have he did not even teach them to go to synagogue at Shabbos, even if I'm not there. So that's I mean, for me, it's I could not believe. I still we have the clip about it, but it was such a disaster, such a useless people, such a useless teacher who needs you. Right? If you in 10 years you could not explain people the significance of Shabbos, I'm there, I'm not there, I'm going to Israel, I go to Olam Haba, I'm going to die. This shul is going to close down. Shalom. All of the rabbis die. No, nobody is going to be. So you still obligated to keep Shabbos. Go to different shul, observe at home. He said, no, we're not on that level. I said, but you've been going there for 10 years. For 10 years, yeah, it's nice, it's fun, and young boys and girls. Okay, so that's, I mean, I saw the pictures of these guys. I think they still not decided that they want to be Jewish or not Jewish. Of course, we did not. I mean, somehow, not, of course, but we invite them. They could not make it. So, I mean, unfortunately. That's the story. So basically what we have to read. So if Rabbi there, it's good. We invited, not invited, we never invited. So Judaism continues. You understand? So meaning if you're in process of conversion, the bottom line, you do your own Seder. You learn a lot. You're going to learn for one Shabbos if you're invited to somebody else's class. In one Shabbos you're going to learn, of course, prepare, right? You're going to learn more than you learn in 6 months, being in somebody else's home. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, in regards to this question, does someone in the process of conversion should strive for, being perhaps having his own business in order to have freedom of time for when he converts, for the times that he is not allowed to work, for example, in Chol HaMoed and Yom Tov and stuff. Mm-hmm. So should the person already, in a process of conversion, already start thinking about acquiring this type of freedom? Mm-hmm. Owning a business or something?
Yes, absolutely. Business or able to take vacation. Okay, so for example, in my job, so there was a small group, and I would submit. So in later on, in first years, it was only in paper. I don't know. They would put it in a computer and stuff like that. So you have to do in writing, and then you fax to your manager. He approves, and it's it goes to HR. All these vacation days, right? But later on, it was in a system. So I said I submitted to you 1 year in advance. So it would be October of 1 year, and I would do since October we have a calendar, right? I have all of the Jewish holidays, all the Holomet. I would take and the guy, I had a few managers, right? They were very nice, right? Baruch Hashem, not Jews, Baruch Hashem. So that's also good. So when all of the Jews would try to take 1 day, 1 week, it would be disaster. Have to close the company. That's why I'm a Jewish company. Sometimes they close on the holidays completely because many people are not there. But this, right? So I would say I'm not, and he said, no, he would laugh, what are you worried about? We'll see, I'm going to approve. I said, no, it does not matter, you approve or not. I'm not coming these days. I'm not going to be there. So please, I send you in advance. I gave you advance 6 months, the 12 months notice. So please approve it. So after some times, they started taking me seriously. Start taking me new managers. I said, I'm not coming these days. It's not you say, I'm coming, I'm going to approve or not approve. Right? And we have some people from India. So Baruch Hashem, sometimes they celebrate Rosh Chodesh, Muslims also, some holidays coincide with Rosh Chodesh, and then few times. So our holidays coincide with Chinese New Year's, and half of my group were from China. I said, and the manager said, maybe you can. I told you 12 months ago, I'm not coming this day. He said, no problem, and that's it. So that's if you take this attitude, so I'm not coming. So or you of course when I start working there, so I went to HR and said, look, to my manager, so I'm ready to work all of the national holidays. So usually where we live, so that sometimes there is they make a holiday on Monday, right? So on Monday, so Memorial Day on Monday, this Labor Day on Monday. So people like to take days before, the days after, before, after, and they make the whole vacation. I said I never ever for 4th of July or something. So I said, you have me volunteer on January 1st. Who is volunteer? If it's not Friday, it's not Shabbos. I'm the volunteer to work non-stop. And Thanksgiving also, before Thanksgiving, after people take off, I said I'm there. So and they actually like it very much, right? And appreciate until they have people from India. People from India, they don't celebrate these holidays, but until then it was a very good environment. Okay. So always of course prepare. So because people say, yeah, I will convert, but let's say they call it from Bayis. We have a spot next month on Monday, the 18th. You want to do that? So whoa, of course I want to do it. Are you ready to do that? Right, so you cannot say no. I'm skipping this Rosh Hashanah because I'm not prepared. No, you're not skipping anything. So you have to 100% be ready. So basically, in your lifestyle, nothing is going to change. Zero is going to change. Zero. I mean, you're not going to flip the switch one time on Yom Tov. That's it. That's the only difference. So the same days I'm off, then I am same days of now. You understand? So that's the approach. Of course, in the case of the need, so you have to you're allowed to be more lenient on a Chol Moed. That's a different story. But otherwise, on holidays, try to be very, very strict. Of course, there is no punishment as a Jew would be punished, but still, the more strict you are, the more you're close to the real life. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. Next question. Okay, we already read this one. Okay, so Leib on owning pets on Shabbos. Are there special circumstances in petting / touching / walking on a leash your pet if you are the main caregiver, or are these all forbidden on Shabbos?
Okay, so yeah, that's the petting you cannot pet. So if it's itself came and it touch you, there is no problem. But you actively don't do anything. Walking is a problem. Of course, the biggest problem is to pick up after your pets. That's the thing. So you're not this waste is 100% muktzah, not allowed, and you're not allowed to carry. So if you walk on a short leash, not a long leash that would touch the floor. Sometimes these people now when I walk in the morning, they think when I go to shul. So some people think that they're the only one. The dogs, and they put 50 feet this leash you're normal. So of course this leash sometimes on the floor. But if you have short leash, so it's basically, the idea is that you're not carrying the leash. Who is carrying the leash? Your pet is carrying the leash, and you just holding on to the leash. So you're not holding on to the pet, but to the leash. So of course it's an exception, but the problem is the waste. What are you going to do? As they explained me in some country, nobody picks up the waste. And I said to that person one second, I said, but how You cannot go on the grass. You cannot go anywhere like a pet waste. But I don't know. They giggle. I don't know what does it mean. Like sometimes in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, you go in the old city and you want to see something, and there is like in the old city there is like some like small squares, like not square, like some not even parks, like between the houses. That there are benches and there are olive tree or something. So but you cannot see that because of the cat waste. So they like cats very much. There are many stray cats, and they go like do their business under the tree. It smells terrible. Understand? So, but what people are going to do with the pet waste, I'm not sure. So if you have like your private house and you have a backyard and your pet can go like and do their business, come back, that's the ideal. But for others, I'm not sure. Not allowed to pick up. But if you don't pick up, it's a Hil Hashem. If people see in the places where they do pick up. So that's a very tough question.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Okay.
So our friend also asked about petting and touching pet on Shabbos.
I mean, I think we answered. You're not allowed to pet it. Touching, yeah. So if it's touched by itself, yeah, there is no problem. But actively, you don't touch it.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Shalom Alechem to the left. Thank you for the Shiur. Question. If someone has a hunting dog or cat, and that animal goes and catches a bird or something on Shabbos, is there an issue?
I mean, it's not. I mean, for us, it's a muktzah. So make sure that it eats this prey like outside. Don't bring it home. I mean, in the regular day, you don't want to bring it at home. Right? Let it live outside. Right. So I mean, it's not like we did not do anything. We did not send this animal to hunt these cats or something. Like it did it on its own. So we're not responsible for that.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, Shalom to the left. If there is a large roach really bothering us in our room on Shabbos, and we cannot stop thinking about it, are we allowed to kill it?
I would say just take, if it's possible, to take a broom and take it out of the room somewhere. And sometimes I know exactly what you're talking about. So sometimes you know what we have here for a water box. So water box, it's like huge box like this, like roach, but 7 times bigger or 10 times bigger. So it's very fast. So sometimes you just catch it. I mean, like I don't know, like they go from under the ground. It's not like roach that attracted to the dirt. No, they just come from under the ground, from I don't know, from sewers. Sewer system, I don't know, from somewhere, right? So you can take it with a broom and take it out, like out. But don't put it in the toilet. That's another issue, right? So you're not allowed to, like you call it, you're not allowed to put it in the toilet and then flush. So put it in the toilet, it's trapping. It cannot get out, right? Because it's in the water, and flush is a killing. So if you need to go to the bathroom, right, that's a different story. So for human dignity, yes, you're allowed to flush. but to do it intentionally, not allowed.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. See, I completely forgot about this case. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Shalom Rav. On Shabbos, if a kid wants to go out and play and the parents refuse, is this considered trapping on Shabbos?
No, there is no trapping with children. I mean, with people. There's no problem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, Shalom Rav. Before Yom Tov or Shabbos, can we put a chemical or physical substance which will slaughter the insects if they encounter the substance, and then have insects trapped by these substances on Shabbos or Yom Tov so that they are slaughtered if they try to enter our area?
Yeah, that's what we do. Yes. So there is some what is it? This like adhesive tapes for what is it for flies, right? So all these things, whatever you did before Shabbos, there is no problem. You're not actively doing anything to trap them on Shabbos. Yes, no problem. And just to add to this, it's a very good point. Even some repellent, there is no problem to apply, at least on Yom Tov. On Shabbos, is it any problem? I don't. Maybe also no problem. I mean, I'm just thinking. I don't see any problem because it's not going to kill. Just going to repel. That's a different story, right? So that's what we do in our sukkah, right? We spray around because of course there are many places for them to enter, right? And sometimes you drink sweet wine or something, they get attracted, or you drink lemonade or something like tea, or with like a lemon with honey or something. Yeah, these bees get attracted. Yeah. So you're allowed to spray a repellent, not sometimes when you spray this repellent on the bug itself, it's going to kill it, of course, because it's too much, of course. So you're not allowed to spray it directly on them.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. It's a very good question.
Next question, Shalom Rav. Is it forbidden to have an aquarium or a pond for this problem of trapping the animals during Yom Tov or Shabbos?
No, there's no problem whatsoever because you're not taking them out, you're not catching them, right? So they continue swimming. They stay in the aquarium or a pond. There is no problem whatsoever. So the problem only when you do something, some activity on that day. That's the issue. So even this example that we gave, this bird in a cage, so that's for sure it's trapped, for sure. So it's a tiny, not such a small bird, but the cage is not too big. So right, but if you don't open the thing, right, so the door, so it is when it is trapped, there is no problem. It's not considered that you trapped it on Shabbos. It was trapped before Shabbos, which is no problem. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, Shalom Rav. Question about modesty. Are women allowed to run in any situation? If a woman is walking in public and somehow a bee is chasing her, assuming there's no life risk, is she allowed to run away from it?
I mean, if she try not to run, so I mean, try to protect yourself in different ways. So we actually had this this clip also on this, and Rabbi Nissim Yagen Zatzal said. So somebody asked him a question in the middle, like in the middle lecture: is a Jewish woman allowed to run after the bus. So the bus came and it's like she's behind. Like and if she's not going to run, I don't know, for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, the bus is going to leave. That's it. The next bus in 15 minutes, she's going to be late to work, right? At least in the rush hours, right? So that's it's very critical. So when I used to go to work, I knew exactly if I'm going to miss this train. My train was in 7:16, whatever. Like sometimes it comes few minutes early, some like few minutes late. Late is no problem, but early that's so I have to be there early enough, right? So that's it. The next one is you basically late. Not late, so I would come like 15 minutes before work start, 20 minutes, but it was like very very close to the time, which is I don't like. I always like to come earlier. You understand? So for her, this to run this 20-30 seconds, right? It's a very big difference. So Rav Nissim again, Zatzal said very clear: let her die, Jewish woman, let her die and not run. Right? That's halacha, right? Meaning what? That it's very modest. Like when Jewish woman is going to run, of course, in case of the danger, it's different. But in normal circumstances, it's her choice. Don't do it. Because of immodesty, so in impropriety, people are going to look at her, how the body is moving, and that's it. That's not proper. But even though when we say it to some non-Jewish women, they were like, I don't know, it was too much for them. So they left us crazy commentary, but for me it was like I like this commentary. Just to see how the perverted the world is, right? And how different the Jewish women from all of these others, right? For them, what is the problem? So for them, there is no problem. They go into the beach, they go to whatever, half naked. There is no problem. But for us, it is a problem, right? So Hashem is running the world. So if you think if she knows that she's going to miss her bus, right? And she knows that the schedule, and she's going to get late. That's why she's going to get fired, right? She does the will of Hashem and on the highest way possible, and because of that, Hashem is going to punish her, right? So if you think about this about Hashem, we have to rewind, right, and learn about him again. So he's not going to punish; he's going to reward the person. So, but in a short range, like right, it looks like a person is losing. If I'm not going to get to this bus, I'm going to lose. No, you're not going to lose. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question to Rabbi on modesty. If a woman notices a man walking behind her, should she slow down / move to the side of the sidewalk or move to the other side of the road?
I think so, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so the answer is very simple for that, but I want to go like to see the situation from other perspective. It says that a man is not allowed to follow the woman, right? In Jewish man, so you're not allowed to walk behind a woman even if she's your wife. You understand? So what's that? So you just say, what is the problem with your wife? Like, what is the problem? What is going to happen? So they actually were very good psychologists. They say that he's going to get used to, and he's going to follow other women, like walk behind other women. And since they're not, there's no eye contact, so they would feel comfortable and stare at them from behind, which is absolutely forbidden. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so are still typing their questions. So in the meantime, I was wondering, I have like this sort of a question in regards to traumatic events or traumatic experiences in someone's life on an early age. For example, if someone got bullied at high school or middle school, so high school, okay, but middle school or something, like severely bullied, and got kicked and punched and whatever. So, and this kind of developed into certain trauma in regards to the way he interacts with other people, and so on and so forth. So, what is like the goal for this person to go through this? What was the message from Hashem to this person that had or made this person go through this at an early age, where he could not digest the whole situation?
I think that's like a training for that person to be sensitive. So like all of the kids that were like kids can be very, very vicious. So even much more than adults. Right? So the kids gangs like much more vicious than adults gangs. You understand? So that's like one of the lessons that the person can learn, how to be sensitive with other people, right? And not to do what other people did to them. You understand? So that's very important. And it's also part of the psychology. When somebody goes through the stroke, there is some volunteers. They would come to that person and talk to them, because when somebody goes through the stroke, it depends on the severity, but sometimes they think that life is over. You understand? They get paralyzed, and some of them temporary, some other things, some side effects. So, and who can help them to go through this trauma? The people who went through it. You understand? So they live through this experience, or to the cancer patients, who can coach them. Nurse, of course, the nurse learned in the school. She said she saw many patients come and go and die and not die, recovered, but she has 1,000 other patients to deal with. But this person who went through this experience, through this trauma, himself or herself, can be the best coach. You understand? To help the other person, and that's a priceless experience. You understand that we have to apply to our life, not to be very, very sensitive to other person feelings. Everybody's laughing and but you don't laugh and you be supportive. So that's the lesson that we have to learn from that.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. And one more thing, I'm just adding from myself. I said it some years ago. I'm just and person was shocked and said, "How did you know?" I said, "I did not know." It's not like I made it up, but it sounds very, very logical to me to say what I say. I was very upset to what was done to that person, and also it was many years ago, and I said, I think some of the people are not alive, even though they were in my calculation in their forest. And that person was shocked. He said, "How do you know?" I said, "I did not know. I'm just yeah." Many people from 40s today is not old. Maybe 100 years ago it was old, but today is not old. So they actually died. Right? The different strange deaths, or go through a lot of bad experience in their lives. Right? So why? Because this thing is not, Hashem is not going to forgive. You understand? Even if they were kids. Okay. But so you can always go back and see on these classmates what happened to them, and you will see some of them not alive. Doesn't matter how old they are. In their 30s and not 20s, late 20s.
Thank you very much, Robert.
You're welcome.
Okay. So on this issue of modesty, our friend says, does this mean that women are not allowed to run for exercise purpose or speed walk?
So exercise for purpose, you can buy yourself this exercise machine in your house, or go to the women-only gym. There's no problem. But outside, no. Not allowed to run. Power walk. Again, the power walk is like if all the clothes are loose, and if you do it in the morning in a specific place, when they are late in the evening, when there are no people or almost no people, it would be like sometime depends on the circumstances. But if there are people around, like somebody they want to do power walk on I don't know 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, absolutely not, right? Or like when it's like even in the weekday, everybody goes their business in the sun. No.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question,
just remember, Sarah Mena did not exercise. She lived to 127 years old without exercise. And Rabbi Eliashiv did not exercise. Did not. He lived 103 years old. In our generation, I mean, he passed away. He was taken from us, I don't know, maybe 7 years, 10 years ago, max. Maybe less, I don't remember. And Rav Wozner, all of these are great people. Never exercised 1 second in their life. Okay. I mean, they would walk I mean, you cannot sit all the day. It's not healthy for digestive system. You have to walk, you have to do, but not crazy. Of course, you can walk and do other things. If you can walk, if you can exercise in the house, you can exercise in the house. You can buy yourself a bicycle or something. Like even there's some things like with the pedals, right? On the pedals like this machine, and you can increase the load and make it like you go up the hill or something. So it's a good exercise. You don't have to do it outside. You want a fresh air, you go fresh air and you walk. Listen to a lecture. Don't waste your time. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So next question is one allowed to exercise for shaping the body, or is this considered being too Greek and overindulgence in physicality?
I mean, for shaping the body, there is no actually purpose. Like our sages say, and the Rambam said, Zatzal himself said, we should exercise, but exercise for the reason of health. Right? Meaning, if you're going to sit the whole day like in front of the computer working, it's not healthy. So you have to walk, you have to stand, you have to do like a bend down, like pick some things. That's exercise that is allowed. But for the shape of the body, so it's more like a Greek. It's useless. I mean, if you do it the same, but in order to get healthy, there is no problem. But your intention here means to be healthy, there is no problem, right? But for building the body is a problem. So your intention, you can a person can eat just eat. Is it a mitzvah to eat? There is no mitzvah to eat, right? But if you said, no, I want to eat, so I have a power, like I have this energy to learn the Torah, then every bite is considered to be mitzvah. The person said, look, I have this problem that I cannot consider. I will always tired, so I have to. Doctor told me, or I understand myself that I have to walk more. I have to exercise more. So that's every step of your exercise is a mitzvah, right? Because that's how I want to serve Hashem. I need this energy. I need whatever you need. You understand? So our intention is the key, right? But Greeks and the whole society, they exercise for their body. Like, why would married women, for example, build her body? Like, for what? For the only reason to meet other men in this gym. So just so every day I'm passing this gym, so I go there like 5:45. 20 to 6, right? 20 to 6, and there are people going to the gym, so they like crazy. I don't know, some people already coming out of the gym. I'm not sure what time they came, like 4 in the morning. I don't know, 5 in the morning. Like, I don't know, before 5 for sure. You understand? So that's that's for sure. They do it for sure. Not any like high reasons. And sometimes, unfortunately, I know there's few Jews go there. I have not seen them in the morning minyan. Sometimes I see them on Shabbos, but in morning minyan I never see them. I mean, maybe they go into a different shul, but in a gym, that's a must. Unfortunately, yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, Shalom. Is it pikuach nefesh for a man to make sure we are strong?
No, there's no such pikuach nefesh. Pikuach nefesh is a life danger. There is no such a thing. Strong in your imunah and your belief in Hashem, the trust that everything is only coming from Him. That's pikuach nefesh. Because if you don't have this strong belief in Hashem, like that's a life danger. That's a life danger, meaning person is going to have all this anxiety, like from morning until night, the whole day long. That's a life danger to work on your imunah, but physical.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on this question of exercising and the Greek thing, our friend says, thank you, God. What about a wife, or if a wife does it for her husband, like after giving birth?
So the wife must be pretty in the husband's eyes. Yeah. So if she wants to get it back in shape, there's no problem. There's no problem. Now it is a mitzvah. So as I said, it's all because of the intention.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I actually was thinking of a question in regards to this issue. So in case if the guy doesn't find any problem with her being some extra pounds, I mean, wouldn't say like chubby, but I wouldn't say if the guy finds her even more attractive with a few more pounds, but she's still keen on, I don't know, losing these extra pounds. Should the husband still, I don't know, comply and let her go back in shape, so to speak?
I would say yes. I mean, just let you go, because self-confidence for a woman, like it's very, very important. So if she conscious of her weight or like her looks, yeah. So don't stop her basically. So you, of course, a man should say, yeah, like look, you look even better than before. It's not like you didn't like look good before. You did, but now I like you even better. So of course you stated your opinion. She said no, I want to do that. Okay, so let you do it. But it sometimes remind you. Right. Of course, in the current sheets, it's very, very important to her itself. Again, many women self-conscious, as I said, with this dress. And my wife explained to me like 3 times already. And I see men and women are very different. But on another hand, like we have to understand that's how women's psychology works. That she is not going to put dress wear this dress second time to the event. Baruch Hashem, we don't go to the events. But is my wife not going to wear the same things twice? I think she would. But I don't know. But many women would not. Many. I'm not sure. Like I don't know many, but that's what I heard. Many women would not. Why? Because other women now remember what somebody else like was wearing last time. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so just double checking in case I perhaps missed any question, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's very much it. yes. Okay, I mean, one of our friends is still typing a question, but
Okay.
yes. So far, it's just our friend typing a question. There's no more question additionally.
Okay, so let's give a few more seconds.
Okay. So our friend says, Shalom for the left. Do men have to try and look? To try and look good for their wives, specifically in regards to physical proficiency?
I mean, if it's that's usually just so we know, women are not into men's look, right? Usually, just so we know, women do not like handsome men. Why is that? Because she wants to be the most pretty one, not him. And these handsome men, they spend so much time in front of the mirror, right? So it's like a competition. If they have only one bathroom, one mirror, they're going to compete. Who is going to look at the mirror more? You understand? Especially in the morning, like it's craziness. So she would go. Pretty women would go to the not ugly but average looking guys. So that's not what attracts women. That's psychology, and that's how the world works. Okay, same is perfume. I remember that sometimes it was the question was asked for a perfume. You can look at psychology books. It's like a well-known study. It's actually in Gemara as well. So women actually attracted more to the sweat of the man, not to the perfume. So and some of this perfume, the men perfume, so they like colognes. They call it colognes, right? So they actually made. I'm not sure how many of them, but many of them are made from the glands of the sweat of the animals. You understand? So, and some men, of course, and got this question. I don't know whether people are thinking like men like shave their hair. So actually, the more hair the men have, the more sweat he has, right? So the more attraction to the women. They want to shave, they can shave. I mean, there are only two places you're not allowed to shave. But if a man wants to shave his body, like except these two places, yeah, they can shave. Other places you can trim if needed, but that's not our purpose in life. I mean, we have to as Rambam said, you know that that's these things thoughts of immorality come into your mind. He said, you know why? Well, you know why you commit this you have this thing in at night. He said, you know why? Because your head is empty of Torah. So if it would be full of Torah, this thing is not going to happen. Of course, it might happen, but that's what I said. Somebody told me the story today. I don't know. So what happened to that person? I was really almost crying. In the childhood, whatever happened, and the person was clearly suicidal. Of course, I mean today, many years later, but still have this trauma. It's like I feel so bad about the person, and this person said, I still have these nightmares about that. What happened? It's terrible. But I said, so person asked me what to do. I said exactly as I said now. You have to try to push as much Torah as you can, and to push this. To push out or at least bury under the Torah thoughts this incident that happened to you. Can you forget completely? Maybe not, but when you have so many things to think about, like every second of your life, like about the Torah, like big things, like very important things, like are you going to remember this incident? Yeah, but not as often. Because sometimes it's disturb the other side, right? The spouse, many times, right? Of course, somebody said that woman she also goes through the difficulty, whatever, with whatever. I'm not going to say, but and she cries, and it's her second marriage, And the second guy, right, he never had children. He was like always this independent guy, right? And he does not understand why the woman is crying. So they got married. I don't know how old they were. So the guy was always single. He does not understand. But for him, it's very upsetting that this wife of his is crying because of whatever. Doesn't matter. So of course, it's problem with the man. In case of instead of being angry with his wife, he had to try to be supportive and try to help her go over it. But he's been upset and yelling at her because she's crying because of her situation, and the situation is not it's not so easily be fixable. Let's just say that. Maybe it's never going to be fixed, but to yell at somebody. So again, when we go to this bullying, this sensitivity of the person, so it would be would be helpful to help others, right? And more understanding this person felt, and I was trying to help these people who went to bullying, and they were suicidal, all of them, and of course today, after many years, they say, okay, they made fun of me. Okay, somebody laughed at you. You're going to jump from the window. Yeah, when you're 12 years old, 13 years, yeah, that's what you do. That's what people do. They jump out of the window or take pills or something. Yeah, it's it's very, very serious for them. Right. All right. What else? Any other questions?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, we got two last questions.
Okay, go ahead.
As to the Rav, are we required to be strong as a part of the halacha of guarding ourselves?
Guarding ourselves. In what sense? I don't understand. What is it? Guarding ourselves. Meaning spiritually guarding ourselves? Is it? Was it the question?
No, we would have to ask our friend to clarify because he doesn't say anything else.
Yeah, so let's go to the second question in the meantime.
Okay. Our friend says guarding our health.
Or health. Okay, that's the key word was meaning. So health meaning strong. I mean you do normal ishtadlus. Normal ishtadlus. That's what you do. Meaning you go to the checkups. Actually, I skipped a few years now. Yeah, but I also have to follow what I teach. Right, have to go to checkups and blood tests and these normal things. Right. And follow whatever the doctor said. You need to take this pill because you have a high blood pressure, sugar, this and that, cut on sugar, cut on cholesterol, normal things, whatever you can adjust with the food, do with the food. Right? But be health fanatic. I don't know, take all of the pills. So this omega-3 oil. I don't know, sleep only this on this pill, on that pill, or all the craziness of the world. So we go in normal, whatever is normal, according to rules of normalcy, and that's it. So we don't go crazy because Hashem is in charge. So if you want a good health, say Asher Yotzer with concentration. That's the best, better than all the pills combined. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
And the last question, to the off, is there a halacha on using chemicals like aromas? If a woman is using enticing chemicals and we detect this, or if there is the natural release of chemicals from our body, is it permissible within a marriage to entice the husband or wife?
Could you please go better? I didn't get it, from the beginning. Sorry.
Yes, I believe there's two separate topics.
Okay,
here.
so let's split them. That's what I like. Let's split them, please. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. To go off, is there a halacha on using chemicals like aromas? If a woman is using enticing chemicals and we detect this.
And we detect this. What does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
So meaning somebody found out that she uses some aroma to entice her husband?
I don't know if it's referring to a husband.
Okay, let's say referring to the husband. There is no problem. Well, whatever he likes or whatever she likes, yeah, there is no problem. I think in the story of the matriarchs. Oh, yeah. In when Reuben was walking in Reuben from like son of Yaakov, he was walking in a field and he found this dudaim. I think they call it dudaim, right? And our sages say, well, so where's dudaim? How what kind of herb is it? There are a few opinions, and one opinion is one thing is for it's actually for good for procreation, right? For conceiving, but one of the opinion of the sages was it's actually a herb that you burn in for the smell, right? And the smell it's attractive, create this atmosphere between husband and wife. There's no problem. Even in the Holy Yaakov's family, there was practice. There is no problem. So whether she do it you using some perfume or these things, there is no problem.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the remaining part of the question says, or if there is the natural release of chemicals from our body, is it permissible within a marriage to entice the husband or wife?
I mean, the permissible this natural the sweat also men also are attracted to sweat, and not only women more, but men also. Okay, so if he is attracted to sweat, there is no problem, right? Or if he likes the perfume or whatever works. I mean, both of these are not absolutely not forbidden. So I mean, if the conduct itself is kosher, all things there is nothing nothing wrong with that with the smells, whether natural or unnatural. No problem.
Our friend adds, I have noticed there are stores that use enticing chemicals within. They cause slight drunkenness.
They cause drunkenness?
Yes.
So it's like, no, those are like narcotics. I won't call it drunkenness. It's from alcohol. From this, it's like a narcotic. So this is too much. Smell some smell to trigger some things in the brain. That's one thing. But if it calls like craziness when a person cannot control himself or herself, that's not proper. And it's actually just continue the development the subject. It's not proper to have these marital relations when somebody is drunk, right? It's one of them. I think it's 7 reasons one person can get very bad kids, right? Sick kids, has for Shalom, or like rebellious kids. It's one of these cases when one of them is drunk, right? Right. So must be very careful. Drunk or high on these drugs, yeah, not allowed. I mean, it's not forbidden, but just remember that result is going to be the very bad kids. That's for sure.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was the last question. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us. Please join us tomorrow. We're going to continue with our kosher kitchen class. Right. We finally finished with the knife, kosher knife. We start in washing the dishes. Also like a big topic that we'll go see. All right. Good night. Until tomorrow, same time. Thank you.